I mentioned this briefly in the last video, but it's so important that I have to make another video. I have to make a video about this specific thing. Because so many people have got this wrong across the board. Across the board. You know how everyone's like, oh, he's a child of God. Oh, we understand. He has got all these problems, but he's a child of God. He's a child of God. He's a child of God. You know, we're all child of God. It's not true. I'm not kidding. This is heavy. This is heavy. We are all children of disobedience. All of us. Until we get saved correctly and we do it right and we get reborn. Once we are reborn, the second birth, at that point, now we're a child of the living God. I'm not kidding. We are now a child of the living God right when you get saved. That's when you become his child. I'm not kidding. It's when the child chooses God as his father, you know, and God was, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. God chooses you first, and then he shows you how to get saved. This is how it worked with me. God was leading me to show me how to get saved. He showed me how to get saved. I made the decision myself to choose God. At that point, I became his son, adopted son, a child. At that point, I became a child of God at 40 years old. 40. Not at 0 years old. Not at 0 years old. Not at 1 year old. At 40 years old, I became a child of God. 40. I'm not kidding. Before that, I was a child of disobedience, same with everyone else. Everyone's a child of disobedience, everyone. From the get-go, from day one, they're a child of disobedience. Even the babies walking around are selfish. They are. They're selfish, not selfless. You know, you think a child of God is selfish? No. You know, selfishness is the opposite of God. You're not a child of God as a kid, you know. You're super selfish. You know what I'm saying? Me, mine, that's mine. And then when they become adults, it's the same thing. Mine, me. Nothing's changed since you were a baby. You know what I'm saying? You're not a child of God the whole time. You know, you're a child of disobedience. 100%. Yeah. And I talked to Earl about this. I'm like, over all my lifetime, people told me I was a child of God. It sounds good. It sounds good to the ears. I'm a child of God, but I knew it wasn't correct. I knew it wasn't correct. I'm like, I'm not a child of God. I'm not a child of God at all. I don't feel like I'm a child of God. You know, I'm like buried in addiction and sins. And I didn't even know I was sinning. You know, I wasn't a child of God at all. No matter what anybody said, I wasn't. And neither are you unless you're saved. If you're saved, you are a child or a daughter of God. If you're saved, you are. At that point, at the rebirth, the second birth in the spirit. But that's heavy because everybody gets that wrong. Everyone does. They're like, we're all children of God. It's not true at all. There's only one person that was born a child of God. One. From day one is Jesus. He was the only one born a child of God from day one. He was the Son of God right from the get-go. He's the only one. He's the only one. It's a heavy video, but someone's got to say it, you know what I mean? It's correct. And that's all I got to say.